The next point that we are going to learn is free and fair elections, electoral competition. Now see, the name suggests that free and fair electoral competition. So there are two parts in this. First is the elections, the electoral, that is the election, should be free and fair, that is the first part, and there should be a competition. Now competition can be only when there is more than one party present. So that means there should be at least two parties, elections for the elections, there should be at least two parties, and we should have a choice. The people should have a choice of choosing one of the party. So there are two parts in this. Okay. Now we are going to take two case studies of China and Mexico to understand this point. Now in China, 5-year elections are held every 5 years. So this is a democratic policy that elections are to be held. So we see that China is following the democratic policy that elections are held every 5 years. Now elections are held, and they elect their ruler. But in China, when they are electing their ruler, there is only one party that always wins the election. Okay. Now National People's Congress. So people who are getting elected, they go to National People's Congress, and this is the Chinese Parliament. So what is National People's Congress? That is the Chinese Parliament. I've written over here, this is the Chinese Parliament, which is called as the National People's Congress. But people who are getting elected, it's of one particular party, and they only win every time. Now why is it so? Why is it that only one particular party wins every time? That is because whoever is the candidate for election, he or she has to get permission, approval of a particular party, that is Chinese Communist Party. So there is a Chinese Communist Party who provides permission or approval to the candidate. Now Chinese Communist Party will provide permission or approval to whom? To which candidate? Somebody who will be from this Communist Party only, or somebody who is in alliance or whom the Chinese Communist Party is favoring. Okay, so you understand? That means here in China, people have to choose from only one party, and either you have to choose a member from Chinese Communist Party, or you have to choose from a member Chinese Communist Party. So you understand? There is no second choice. That means there is no competition. Free and fair elections is not there. So people who are having different opinion, who are not belonging from the Chinese Communist Party, who are holding different ideology other than the Chinese Communist Party, they are not allowed to contest for the elections. So we see that there is no free and fair elections that is done. So there is one party dominance in China. Now whatever was looking as a democratic policy, for example the elections every 5 years, electing and forming the parliament, and all these policies which were looking as democratic, now we see that this is not actually democratic, and China is undemocratic. China is undemocratic. Okay, so you understand the concept of that is present in China. I hope you have understood this case study. And I am going to do another case study, that is case study of Mexico. Now what happened in Mexico? In Mexico also, elections are conducted like the policy of democracy. So elections are conducted every 5 years, but then only one party it wins. That is the PRI party. Now, the full form of PRI party is Institutional Revolutionary Party. But remember, this is PRI is in the reverse form. That is institutional. I is coming in the last. So, and revolutionary in the middle, and party P is coming in the front. So, short form is in the reverse order. So, PRI, which is the Institutional Revolutionary Party, it always wins the elections. Now, why is it that it is only one party who wins the elections? That is because they play dirty tricks. So, PRI plays dirty tricks. Now, what sort of dirty tricks they play? First of all, they have a full control on media. That means media cannot show anything against this party. So, anyone who is against this party, he or she cannot have a share in media, and nothing is shown against the party. So, people get to see only the good points. Second of all the government employees who are working over there, they are forced to join the party. So, they have no choice. And again, the third thing, the government teachers who are teaching in the schools, they force the parents of the children to give a vote to the particular party. So we see basically that the party is doing all sort of dirty tricks to win the elections. Now, this basically has 5 points, and I give you as a homework to read and let me know which are the 5 points that PRI opts in to win the elections. Okay, so we see that in the case of China and in case of Mexico, even if it looks like they are democratic countries, they are not following the policy of democracy. So they are not they are undemocratic countries, and they are not democracy is not present in a fair form in them. So this leads us to the second feature of democracy, that is, a democracy must be based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have a chance to lose elections. Now, if you see this feature, there are 3 important points. The first is that it should have a free and fair elections, and the second is those who are in power. So, whichever government is in power can lose the elections next time if it does not work properly. So, there is a chance of losing the elections. So, we see that those currently in power have a chance to lose the elections. So, there are 3 important points. First, free and fair elections. Those currently in power have a chance. Basically, this is the same point. Basically, this is the same point. So, you can say there are 2 important points. So, those currently in power have a chance to lose the elections. Okay. So, I'll give you an example. In India, what happened? Before 2014, we all know that Congress was in the government. And Congress was not doing so great work. So, when the elections happened in 2014, people chose the BJP party, and BJP came into the power. So BJP formed the government. Now again the elections were held in the year 2019, and BJP once again won the elections. But BJP has won twice. Does that mean that BJP is going to win again? BJP can win again only if people are satisfied with the work of BJP. So BJP can lose the elections also if people are not satisfied next time. Okay, so after 5 years, whenever the elections are held, BJP can lose also. So it's not necessary that if one party is winning, that party will keep on winning if they don't do a proper work. So this shows that India is having a free and fair election, and there is electoral competition. We have different parties over here in India, and there is competition among those parties. People have an option of choosing. So I hope you remember the first feature of democracy. What was the first feature of democracy? The final decision making power must rest with those elected by the people. Okay, so we have done that. People are in power. They will be electing their elected leaders, and the elected leaders will be elected by the process of elections, and the elections should be free and fair. So we have done 2 points over here. That we, among the 4 points, we have seen the 2 points, that how democratic form of government does its work. Please do a reading, and in case you have a problem, please feel free to ask me. And this chapter is a difficult one, so I really request you all to please see the video again and again and then do a reading, because that is going to clear your concept. Students, I hope after seeing the video you have understood what is democracy, the definition of democracy, and I've started with the features of democracy. So I've just done 2 features. I am sending you a link. You can download the book from that link, and please do a reading of the chapter, so that in the next class when I connect with you, you are able to understand the points better. So please